Galea Kills Everything is an excellent source of B vitamins and dietary fiber. It's great for your colon. Try some today. All right, welcome to another episode of Galea Kills Everything, the #1 rated show in Metropolis where Galea kills everything. Tonight's episode is Grodd. Grodd is one of my favorite DC villains because his entire attitude is encapsulated in the following two words. Fuck you. He's a massive telepathic gorilla with telekinetic abilities who absolutely hates humanity, and that's basically it in a nutshell.
Hey,
In DC, Grodd is the boss of one of my favorite pieces of old school content, Stryker's Island. So it's nice to see the antagonistic, animalistic asshole himself making a reappearance in recent times. And this fight is not half bad either. So Grodd is a rough solo. He has been tuned back since he's been returned over to early endgame, but he's still pretty rough considering that you're going to be matched to a similar CR range. He fights using brawling, which technically does make him counter-vulnerable, but he also deals pretty solid damage, so unless you're a tank or you have good mitigation, counter game, probably not going to be the best idea. Also note that he's keeping up with Flash when you come across him. Grodd's mobility is insanely good, so you're not going to be able to run away from him all that easily. Well, if I'm not going to be able to run away from him, what am I going to be able to do other than the counter game? You're not going to have to worry about that, amazingly enough, for the third problem. He's going to take care of that for you. Grodd's power set is largely based off of mental. Grodd actually vastly prefers using his ability attacks over his brawling attacks, so you got something to look forward to there. And the version of mental it's based off of is the horrifying all stuns PvP mental. He's got a 360 mental projectile attack, hits everybody inside of the general area. He's got the old school weird floating gorilla teeth that stun you attack that he used to have in the Stryker's Island content. He's got the telekinetic blast, which is another heavy damaging area of effect attack, and then he has the still force stun, which will require you to break out to avoid the damage. You might want to go ahead and equip a secondary breakout skill in order to counter the ability, since it does deal tremendous damage if you're still stunned when it hits. It also deals pretty solid damage if you're not stunned, but you can do things like shield, heal, or run away, so you definitely want to go ahead and use that breakout. The solid redeeming factor to this whole fight is that there's no real one-shot, like true single death hits to deal with. The other side is he does deal damage pretty sternly, so it's not that hard for him to beat you the old-fashioned way, by which I mean to death. The first rule applies: stay mobile or you will die. If you're using a flying character, you can take some heat off of yourself just by staying airborne, though he does have grounding attacks, and you're never going to be far enough away to avoid his attacks entirely. Aggro drops are going to help. If you've got them, use them, obviously. That's all we can really say about that. Now, for the upsides to the fight, Grodd actually has a crapload of different feats associated with him. There's a bunch of different counter feats, beat him so many times, get so many points, but there's also a combo feat, or what I like to call the Voltron feat, that you get from beating him, Black Manta, and Cheetah so many times. So, great source of skill points. This entire area is just loaded with skill points from bounties. Giganta, Cheetah, Grodd, Black Manta, and the Ultraviolet Nightmare all have opportunities for it. So if you're looking to beef up your character, this is early endgame now, so it's not quite as hardcore as it used to be. This fight, this particular video is like 4 minutes long. I think I've beaten him in 2 minutes with a fire tank, so it really depends on what you take in there with you, but not that hard. You can knock it out in an afternoon. Also, pretty standard reward schedule. You beat this bounty, go collect, you get that 8 marks, you get that source box, and your self-respect. Say it with your chest. Anyway, that's Grodd. If you like it, put a subscribe on it. We'll catch you guys later. You stay safe. Enjoy your night.